know that I forgive you. Yeah, I forgive y'all. I forgive y'all for making me late. You know what I'm saying? I forgive y'all for making me late. I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to know that I forgive y'all, that I understand it's a lot going on. I understand that, the world, they tried to end the world with this winter apocalypse, and it's like when the summer come, then what they gonna do then? It's like it's gonna be some more stuff then. So it's like I forgive y'all for making me late. I forgive y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? I forgive y'all for making me late. I understand. You feel me? I understand. I get it. Now let me go ahead and set y'all up since y'all made me late. Y'all know how we do over here. For those of y'all that know me, I very much apologize. I ain't been feeling the best lately, but I had to give y'all something because it's like I just been learning so much, and it's like I'll be darned if I don't give y'all what I done learned. Know what I'm saying? Caught on time in 4K. I don't know what that mean, bro. If you're trying to say that it's my fault that I'm late, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, bro. If that's what you're trying to say, bro, you're trying to say it's my fault that I'm late, I'm gonna have to disagree with that, bro. People of color in 4K. Oh, what that supposed to mean? You trying to say I'm on? What you trying to say, bro? Huh? What you trying to say, bro? But I think this is a good show today. I think we got a real good one today, and I just want to kick some things to y'all that I'm not sure if y'all know about. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can't tell, I'm under the weather. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, everybody? Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. Does anybody know who Larry Ellison is? Before I do that, let me make sure that we all set up. One second. Cause it's like, I thought we was from like a country where like people got ideas and stuff like that. But in all seriousness though, before I get started with my topics, make sure y'all taking care of yourselves and y'all got y'all antioxidants, y'all got everything y'all need because it is a lot going on out here as far as sicknesses and illnesses and stuff like that there. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that y'all taking care of yourself with that. Because it just seems like everything that comes out, I seem to like just catch it. I don't know what that's about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that's about. But everything that coming out, it just seems like I catch it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that's about. All right, we looking good right there. This is a little ghetto, so let me set that up. Oh, snap. Oh, man, we looking good. Oh, snap. Oh, excuse me. Oh, snap. Okay, we looking real good. For the final edit. Let me make sure that everything is up to par. When you under the weather, you got to be your own, PR team, so to say. So I'm doing all this myself right now when usually I would have my team do this stuff. But you got to make it happen, dog. You got to make it happen. All right, let me go in here. Bam. 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 Okay, cool. What's up, everybody? Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I go by the name SOLARMAN, by the way. Usually I would wait for some more people to get in, but I think 5 and 5 is a pretty good number to tell y'all what I've learned since I've been away. And all I've been doing is sleeping, bro. Like literally, like whatever this new little illness they trying to kick out here, make sure y'all get y'all rest and y'all get y'all antioxidants and all that type of stuff. Anyways, Larry Ellison. Does anybody know who he is? No? Are you like me? You don't know who the heck that is? Larry Ellison is the guy that owns TikTok now. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know TikTok was sold? Remember when early in the year, was last year, when they was trying to get rid of TikTok, when they was trying to shut TikTok down? And we can't find money for a lot of stuff. We can't find money for reparations. We can't find money, to make housing market more affordable. We can't find money for a lot of stuff. But we could find money to keep TikTok open because it was such a viable business for America. So yeah, they sold TikTok. The Chinese company Bizite, that's the name of it, Bizite. They sold TikTok, and they still own a minority stake in a minority stake, not, not like black people or brown people. They own a minority stake, meaning they still withhold some ownership of the American brand of the company, but now they have like a 20% stake in American. And because before they had what's called a majority stake, and what they were doing, because like Chinese nationals hack our data systems daily, right? They hack our water systems, our electronic systems. They hack this on a daily basis, right? Did y'all know that? No, you're being hacked on a daily basis. I don't know if you knew that. Most of the times, they're by foreign nationals. China, Russia, Bangladeshi and Nigeria sometimes, but for the most part, Chinese nationals is what hacking our water systems and our irrigation systems, because in the game of war, if you really want to control an economy or control a country, the way that you do that isn't necessarily with boots on the ground and guns. That's kind of like the most barbaric, most least effective, most drastic way that you would do this. The main way that you would do this is that you would affect that country biologically, economically, and socially. So how has America been overrun on all those levels? Well, we talk a lot about a lot of stuff. We talk a lot about a lot of different stuff on this channel. We talk a lot about Israel, how most, if not 90% of our politicians have some form of pro-Israeli balance. Now, Israel is an ally, right? In America, I'll slow it down. Excuse me, guys. I'm excited to tell you guys this because I've been asleep all day. So this is like all I've done today. You know what I'm saying? This is all I did today. Israel, we're a pro-Israeli state, meaning that we back up Israel if they need our help. We come to their aid, because those Israelis, those Jews, they didn't have anywhere to go. So when they needed to get a country of their own, us, America, being the good big brothers and sisters that we are, we pledged to them that we would be with them forever, in perpetuity, that we would make sure that their sovereignty and that their land is protected. That's what we said. We said that we're gonna be with them for forever. We're gonna make sure that they're good. That's what we said to Israel. We guaranteed them that. What am I getting at with that, Lord? I remember. So the reason that we did that was, again, because we wanted to be an ally to a people who were oppressed and who had been casted away and had been suppressed by their overseers or by their country. I don't know. We didn't do that with black people or anybody else, but we did that with these Israelites. I guess we had a change of heart. I don't know. I guess we had a change of heart. I didn't know that we had such a good heart in America. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So, fast forward, Israel is this power state that gets funded by America, by the way. We send Israelis, Jews, they got reparations, right? So, this isn't my topic today, but whenever they want to say that there's no way feasibly for blacks to get reparations, everybody else has gotten reparations except for black people, because we just can't find the money when it comes to you niggas. I don't know. That's just kind of like what's been going on. Anyways, fast forward. We have this Israeli state that wants to rule the world. That's not a theory. I don't know. You just got to read it's not in the Torah, it's in the other thing. You got the Torah and then you got the other thing. Somebody let me know in the comments. It's the Torah and then it's oh man, my brain's going slow right now. It's the Torah and it's that other book. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's the other book. But anyways, if you read the other book, it says that everybody else that's not Israeli, that's not Jew, is called a gui, meaning basically like a Gentile, basically like you don't have to treat them like people because they're not people. They're not God's chosen people. Keep this in mind. Fast forward, with the creation of social media and stuff like that, it's kind of allowed us as people to have this. It's kind of allowed us to have like this. It's like part of the revolutionary, right? Oh, by the way, this episode is brought to you by Skyra Icelandic spring water. If you can't afford any of that glass bottle stuff, make sure you get you some Skyra Icelandic spring water. You can get it 2 for $4 at your local Speedway. So what you want to do is swirl that up a little bit and take a nice big gulp. When you go buy you one, think of me when you do it. Jeez, oh, peas. I mean, that mucus is all in the chest. Anyways, fast forward. In the social media age, that's kind of been our way to, it's been our way to protest. It's been our way to hold each other accountable. It's been our way to share ideas. It's been our way to connect with everybody on different parts of the world. You know, without social media, we wouldn't very much know much about any place else except for where we're from. So in the early social media days, you had MySpace. Let's go before that. You had something for black people called Black Planet. You know, I was a little baby when this was going on, but I heard Black Planet was a social media space for black people, you know, where we could share our black ideas and black thoughts and black music and just blackness. It was just black. It was called Black Planet. Cool. Fast forward a little bit, you got something called MySpace. I had a MySpace. I think on my MySpace now, because I was 18 when I was like 14. No, when I wasn't even 14. When I was like 12, I was 18. So I think now I gotta be like 36, 37, 38 years old. I have to be. I have to be by now. You know, just based on my MySpace page. You know, because I did a lot of lying on MySpace back in the day. Even though all you had to do was click on my little baby face picture and you could tell that I was like 5. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so fast forward, you got MySpace. You then had something that was called Twitter. You then had something that was called all these other things, Facebook, you know, but all these things were separate entities, right? If you had a Facebook, that did not necessarily mean that you had a MySpace. If you had a MySpace, that did not necessarily mean that you had a Twitter, etc., Instagram, etc. All these things were separate entities. But as this thing exploded and the nuances of it became more apparent, you know, that's when you get Vine and stuff like that. Vine was separate as well. It was TikTok before TikTok, for those of you baby motherfuckers in the chat, you know, and for those of y'all watching this back, y'all know what I'm talking about. All these things were separate, people. All of these things you had to have a separate account for, and you know, they had different functions to them. Excuse me, they had different functions to them. Help me, Lord. They had different functions to them. Fast forward a little bit. Do you know that almost all of those companies I just named, some of them no longer exist anymore, but all those companies I just named are owned by the same companies? Did you know this? Meta owns these companies. Meta owns what used to be Twitch. What used to be Twitter. No, they don't. Meta owns what is Instagram. Meta owns Facebook. Meta bought the right to the data of MySpace. Don't fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. They monopolized these companies because they saw that these things had a big old impact and a big old effect on the American people. They saw that. So, fast forward to who is Larry Ellison. Well, Larry Ellison is a guy that owns basically everything, people. I mean, he owns CBS, he owns Paramount Plus, Pictures, you know, that's what I like to watch my South Park on. He owns Paramount Pictures. He owns, what else does he own, bro? He owns, I'll just look it up right now. I mean, I ain't gotta guess about it. I'll look it up right now. This guy owns everything. Hold on, I'll look it up right now. Give me a second. Give me a second, people. What does Larry Ellison own? All right. Oracle. Larry Ellison, co-founder of Oracle Corporation, holds a massive 40% stake in the tech giant, making it prime, blah, 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 blah. Come on, man. Y'all know what I want to know. Y'all know what I want to know. All right, so Paramount and X, Those are his main things that you and I would know about. Oh, he also has a he also has a major stake in Tesla, investments in NetSuite, Quark, biotechnology, Aztec, and pharmaceuticals. So this guy owns a major stake in media. He owns a major stake in pharmaceuticals. He owns a major stake in social media as well. Now, I'm not the brightest, as Gypsy Crusader would call me, a chimp. I'm not the brightest chimp out there. But I do know that you got something that's called a monopoly. You're not allowed to have monopolies over life. You're not allowed to have monopolies over media, finance, institutions where you and I have to do business in. This guy, Larry Ellison, does. This guy right here, he does. He owns monopolies over life. I didn't think you were supposed to be able to do that. Furthermore, America, and this is the title of the video. Again, this is not going to be a long one. This is going to be a good one though. America, we need ideas, people. We can't keep on. They don't even call you. They don't even call you citizens no more. They call you consumers. Did y'all know that? And the reason that they call you consumers is because all we do is consume. When's the last time that there's been on social media promoted somebody that has their own social media platform? And we worry about free speech. This is my point in this live. We worry about free speech. This guy, Larry Ellison, who's a Jew, he and his company Oracle, they have pledged to reframe and to retrain the algorithm of TikTok. One of the main places where we get desensitized information, and one of the main places where we get unbiased news sources. His company has, in one of the main ways that we saw, because you know how Israel be like, we care so much about Israel rather than what's going on here domestically too. But give me a second. But you know how we saw like all the bombings and stuff going on in Gaza, and like little babies being blown to bits and body parts just scattered all around. And then, the official state of Israel, they'll come out and say, oh, that didn't happen. But then we have video correlation to match that up to say, no, it happened. And actually it happened on this day. And then they'll kind of be like, well, Gaza was more aggressive. That's what they'll do. They'll be like, no, well, it was Gaza's fault. They were more aggressive. Welcome in for those of y'all looking at. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. I go by the name SOLARMAN. Larry Ellison, he now owns a minority or a majority stake over all things having to do with life, social entertainment, social media, pharmaceuticals. This guy, Larry Ellison. So if you're looking for where the devil has interest at, you should go read his portfolio. And I just told you that they are going to retrain the social media algorithm. I also posted this on my thumbnail as well. Excuse me. I posted this on my thumbnail as well. As a content creator, you learn a lot of things, right? And we are fully monetized, by the way. So it's like, since I'm fully monetized, I'm learning what the fuck is this? I'm learning what is allowed to be promoted and what is not allowed to be promoted. Because YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, these companies, which are primarily owned by Jews, by the way, that's not a anti-Semitic theory. It's kind of a fact. But anyways, these companies, which are owned by these people, by the way, you're not allowed to push certain stuff. I just got a notification yesterday from a short that the short ain't do no views. I think it's like at 40 views or something like that right now. Most of my stuff do 1,000 plus, or at least a few hundred. They flagged it, and they said that they would allow it to run, but that's really mean that they're not gonna allow it to run. What I'm saying is, when you allow these people who have obvious biases, political biases, what's called your First Amendment right does not apply to the platform that you're using it on. That's my point of this video. Thank you, Lord Jesus. That's my point. Your First Amendment rights do not include being able to speak freely and how you would like to speak on these platforms, even though most of the known world uses these platforms. Yes, you have freedom of speech. Yes, you have freedom to petition for now. You have the freedom to protest for now. All these things protected under the Constitution for now. However, if you want to do that, you better go make your own platform. You're not going to do it here. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. So I prefaced this beginning of the show by saying, back in the day, we had all of these different platforms that were not owned by the same. This show is brought to you by Skyrim water, by the way, Icelandic water. It's very refreshing, hits right to the taste. Good for when you are dehydrated. When you go buy one, think of me when you do it. All these social media platforms that we used to have, they were separate but equal. You know, it was good segregation going on with these social media platforms. It was social but equal. Nowadays, we're finding that there is a monopoly over all of these platforms. And so we're getting to a point where, and this is my main topic, but it's not my only topic. We're getting to a point where everything that you want to talk about, everything that you're going to be talking about is going to be put into a funnel system to where everything that is not pro-Israel, pro-America, or pro-Western narrative is going to be censored. It's going to be cut short. You can still talk about killing niggas all day, though. You still talk about shoot 'em up, bang, bang. You can still talk about white people all day. Hell, you can even talk about, what else do you want to talk about? What else do people like talking about? You can still talk about homelessness and stuff and different issues in the country that, you know, is going to be Democratic and Republican talking points, because, you know, all they do is go off with these small talking points that they've been talking about for the last 50 to 60 years. And we keep voting for people that promise us things that do nothing to fix the underlying issue, which is that our privacy and our rights per se have been sold at a price. You and I are going to keep being in the political theater and political circus because we don't have any ideas. We don't have any other platforms other than a TikTok where you and I can share this information interchangeably. Now, I understand TikTok has billions and billions of dollars behind it. I get that. It did not start off that way. Wait a minute, this is a good comment right here. Bro, why Desi Banks just got caught running Google ads for Israel or some shit. Most random headline of 2026. I'm gonna need a source. But that's a good point right there. Y'all hear that? That's a good point right there. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. People, we are the biggest, by the way. That's a good point right there. And if it's true, it's because Israel pays. It pays to be It pays to be a traitor to your country. It pays a lot of money. And in about 100 years or so, maybe 50, maybe less, a lot of these people are going to be held accountable in the court, in the ICC, International Criminal Court. They're going to be held accountable for treason. It pays to be a treasonous bastard. It pays a lot of money. Pays a lot of money. Larry Ellison, though, that's my main. That's the main. I want y'all to remember his name, Larry Ellison. I want y'all to remember this name. Larry Ellison now holds a majority monopolized stake over media in the United States, but his interests lie in Israel. So if you're looking for unbiased, undiluted, unperverted political information, or just economical information, geoeconomical, these words, bro. help me. If you're looking for that type of information, you're not going to find it on TikTok any longer. So if you ever look for a time to boycott something, to replace something, now's the time to do it. And we're at 25, so you know we got to make it to 30. If you're looking for a time to boycott something, to replace what we use as entertainment, to boycott this bullshit Super Bowl, to boycott this bullshit NBA Finals, to boycott all these entertainment circuses until we have unbiased oligarchs that can't own everything that we consume, because we're the consumers, right? We're not people. We're not citizens. We're consumers. If you're looking for a time to say no and enough is enough, now's the time to do it. That brings me to my second point. I hope y'all doing well, though, by this winter apocalypse that they just tried to have happen on us, right? Where we got the most snow, some places in over 200 years, some places ever. Why now? Why now? If y'all been following my channel, y'all learned that something happens every 3, 6 to 9 months. About 3 months ago, Charlie Kirk got murdered. That was an event. Just recently, what's his name, had that thing happen in Nigeria. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the boxer dude. And if you don't care about that, well, okay. We kidnapped Venezuela's dictator, because we good guys, we good people. We good people. We good people. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. We good people. America is. We good people, right? Or am I wrong? We good people. And now that all this, that most people are questioning all this stuff, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Who really profits from our suffering? All of a sudden this winter storm happens. I don't know about you. I didn't hear nothing about this winter storm. Maybe I just wasn't informed. That's a very big possibility, because I'll be looking at other stuff like Larry Ellison owning everything. Like, that's the type of stuff I'll be looking at. I ain't know nothing about no winter apocalypse coming until it came. And then I was salty. I was like, oh, guess I'm not going anywhere. I didn't really care. I just guess I'm not going anywhere. There seems to be an underlying theme of, there seems to be an underlying theme of when we get all this information and we start connecting the dots, just us collectively as a people, globally speaking, there always seems to be a phenomenon that goes on that affects everybody. COVID. This winter storm. Here's the solar man theory. Does anybody know what cloud seeding is? Cloud seeding. Do you know what it is? All right, if you don't know what it is, that's cool. I'm gonna just give you a very brief explanation of what cloud seeding is from somebody that don't know nothing. All right, for somebody that don't know nothing, this is what cloud seeding is, okay? Cloud seeding is, and they say chemtrails and shit like that not real, but then we got cloud seeding, which is a fact. Check it out. A plane with chemicals in it goes up in the air, releases those chemicals already in cloud formations or over areas where they want there to be a condensation to go on, meaning over areas where they want it to rain, snow, whatever the case may be. They go into those areas and they release these iron particles, these metals, into the sky to mix with those clouds, and then those clouds become heavy or condensed or whatever the case may be, and they release that rain, that snow, whatever the case may be. That's what cloud seeding is. And there are major tech companies that have major investments in said cloud seeding operations. What does that sound like? What does that sound like, people? That sounds like chemtrails, right? The stuff that people got called crazy conspiracy theories, and people need to read, people need a job more. You need to plug back into the matrix more. That's what they tell you to do. Whenever you have these ideas and you start talking to people who really don't have a soul, and I'm not saying that because they don't want to have a soul. Well, some of them don't, but some of them are just so numb by society and the norms of it that they don't question nothing. All they do is plug right back into the matrix. That is the definition. Yes, weather manipulation. That is the definition, by and large, of chemtrails. It's all who controls the narrative. We talk a lot about that too on this channel. It's all about who controls the narrative. Who is controlling the narrative? We're not going to call it chemtrails. We're going to call it cloud seeding. We're not going to say that the elections have been rigged since its foundation. We're going to say that the ballots have been hijacked by foreign entities, manipulated. We're not going to say that politicians steal our resources, steal our money, and outsource them to different countries. We're going to say that we're just going to say that they're just pro-Israel. We're not going to say black people deserve reparations. We're just going to say we don't have the money for it, but we got the money for Jews, for Native Americans, for Asians. Narrative manipulation, narrative control. Who benefits from what, when, where, and why? You people need more ideas. There's no reason that we only have Twitch. I'm sorry. There's no reason that we only have Twitter. Freak, man. There's no reason that we rely so heavily on TikTok. There's no reason for that. There has to be other sources or places that we get our information. We better start thinking of that now. Because TikTok is no longer, it was better kind of when China had our data, because China has an interest in exploiting America in all of its imperfections. That's why we were hearing so much about these politicians and the depraved things that they do. The child sex and the what's the word? Perversions that they're into. Because these foreign entities had reason for this. When Republicans are in charge, notice the pattern here. When Republicans are in charge, these left people, they're terrorists too. They're domestic terrorists too. They'll kill you. They'll kill you for sure. So that's not like a theory. That's kind of like a fact. They'll kill you for sure. When Republicans are in charge, these left people hire a bunch of people, assassins, online assassins, to assassinate the character of the right. Vice versa, this happens. When the left is in charge, the right hires people to say what a cabal that the Clintons and these left Democrats are. Satan worshipers. Narrative control. It's all about narrative control. This is what I submit to you. Again, this is a solar man theory. Take it to your prayer closet. Do with this information as you will. This winter storm that just happened wasn't natural. This winter storm, just like COVID, just like a lot of these, I'm not saying that there's no natural phenomena that happen because we manipulate the ozone, and just like cloud seeding, we cause things to happen. By the way, I'm gonna give you a perfect example of something like that that just happened, not in this country, but in another country, that would suggest what I'm saying that has some validity. This winter storm wasn't natural, nor was it on accident. It was a testing. And this summer is going to be the hottest summer on record. Mark my words for it. If you're noticing a trend, they get away with what we assume and chalk up to natural phenomena. And then again, to kind of like wrap my opinion piece up, you got to understand when we get these theories of, you know, the ozone is messed up and, you know, greenhouse gases and stuff like that. The people that's in charge of like trying to fix the planet, what do they say is going on? They say that we're overpopulated. Thank you, Lord. Woo! They say that we're overpopulated. You know, I'm at 36. You know, I got to make it to 40. They say that we're overpopulated. We, the people, the normal people who ain't got nothing to do with nothing. All we do is what we're supposed to do. Us, we're in the way. It's too many of us. We're overpopulated. We're in the way. So the way are the reason for the world's troubles, for 2 hot summers, 2 hot winters, too many natural disasters, tsunamis, tornadoes, floods, because we've been manipulating the ozone layer and there's too many people. How do you think you go about fixing something like that? How do you think that happens? Well, you got to kill off a bunch of people. This was the most productive winter in the last 200 years for a lot of places. I just said that. In Dubai, last year, they had a flooding. Because Dubai, unlike America, a lot of the rest of the parts of the world, they don't really like, what's the word? They don't really cover up what they're doing and lie about it like so much like we do and make it like conspiracy. They kind of like, it's kind of like outwardly understood that this is what we're doing. In Dubai, they had cloud seeding going on and they overdid it. So they flooded, they oversaturated the clouds in Dubai, you know, the man-made city in the desert. You know, Dubai is like not made from nothing, it's man-made. They oversaturated it. And flooded the city to the point where mass evacuations had to happen. They flooded the city to where mass evacuations had to happen. Yeah, that's a fact, bro. You can Google me. That just happened last year. They're just not getting back to a point where, okay, they clean it up. So this idea that human intervention or tech giants, that's the new government. I don't know if y'all know that. Tech giants are the new government. So Larry Ellison and these major corporations, AI corporations, they're the new boss. They're the new overlords. BlackRock, the pro-Israel corporations, they're the new overlords. This is a good one. They're the new overlords. It's not such a far-fetched theory that their interaction with weather, they have whole stadiums where they have satellites directed towards the sky where they have weather manipulation as well, outside of planes, physical planes going up there and releasing these metals into the sky, which again, that they would call conspiracy theorists to suggest that those metals are intended to mass biological warfare. They would suggest that that's the conspiracy. Not that they're actually doing it now, because again, I just told you, cloud seeding is a thing. They would just say that the conspiracy theories that have been talking about this for years, that these metals are released into the atmosphere to control and manipulate weather, and to also manipulate emotional and mental state of the population. That's the conspiracy. For now, until that's debunked as well, mainstream wise. It's not so far-fetched that these major weather phenomena are not natural, and that there's naturally things that these people are doing to depopulate the population. What's going on, guys? Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. What's going on, bro? Cognitive dissonance. I forget what that means, bro. Let me look that up and see what that means. I forget what that word means. I don't want to say no. I don't want to say yes. Cognitive dissonance is the mental stress from holding conflicting values or attitudes, or when your actions contradict your beliefs. I don't know. Shit, I'm trying to look it up right now. I see what it is. So yeah, it's kind of like people altering their thought patterns in their minds. But so let me follow this thought pattern real quick though. Like with the Mandela effect. Okay, yeah, for sure. Definitely, for sure. Like with the Mandela effect. Yeah, for sure. So the Mandela effect is that was also theorized to be CIA implanted as well, to kind of like throw off our thought patterns and shit about like how stuff goes. And I'm at 43, so I know I got to make it to 45. It's not so far-fetched that life is intentionally being altered or perverted to cause destruction in certain areas. Who did COVID-19 mostly affect when it happened? Disproportionately so. People that were darker than me and looked like me. That's just a fact. In times of natural disasters, if people can help it by staying in their homes, who do those things naturally affect more so? People that look like me and darker. I didn't put this in my thumbnail. I looked up the birth rates, because I know a lot of these people are eugenicists, meaning they want the population of one race to supersede the populations of other races. They want more white babies instead of other brown babies. That's in simple language. I looked at the population birth rates for like what countries or what populations have declining birth rates. Like, where's that going on at? Like, where is that going on at? Most of that's happening. 90% of it is happening in Eastern European countries. The others would be white identifying countries. Japan, that's Asia, but they're, you know, Puerto Rico, Cuba, you know. I say all that to say, and I intertwine this into what I'm saying, because we understand that cloud seeding is a real thing, right? We just kind of prove that chemtrails are a real thing. We just prove that with, and I suppose you could apply that cognitive dissonance word to that, because they try to disassociate chemtrails with cloud seeding when it's the same shit. It just, one just implies that it's helping the environment, and then the other implies that it's harmful for people. Cool, gotcha. These people, Larry Ellison's, Bill Gates of the world, Elon Musk's of the world, these people are eugenicists. You know, for as much money as they have, for as much resources as they've gathered, they're not very secure people. Very insecure people. Larry Ellison, you know, was controlling the narrative that's gonna get pushed on TikTok now. So if you're looking to get your flawlessly unbiased information, or your raw, unfiltered news, facts, and stuff like that there from TikTok, it's over with now, as of today. As of today, it's over with. That shit over with. Larry Ellison is pro-Israel. He not finna let no shit go by him that is suggesting otherwise. They said this. It's not me saying that. They said this out of their own mouths. Out of their own lying mouths. They said it. MS-46, you know I gotta make the 50. We know that these people are eugenicists. We know that these people have a monopoly over culture. They are not the operators of culture. They're not the, They're not the manufacturers of culture. Well, maybe they are. Because it's kind of like this, y'all. If I sign a contract right now, which I done turned down like at least 2 label deals, by the way. I'm pretty lit. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I'm pretty lit. I'd rather be here with y'all. So y'all should not suck up, but y'all should, like, you know, keep doing what y'all doing. Support, like, comment, share, subscribe. Damn it. That's the least y'all could do. Jeez, oh, peas. Anyways, people, I'm here with y'all. I'm on the boots. I'm boots on the ground with y'all. If I sign the record contract, they've already vetted me to see how I could, like, what agenda do I fit? Am I Lil Uzi Vert? Am I the demasculization of men, particularly black men? Am I a young thugger with an aggression and demasculization of men? Am I a future where I promote drug abuse and usage? Or am I a Satanist, like Playboy Cardi, where I do kind of like all of those things, but I kind of do it in a dark hue under Satanism? Or am I a false messiah, like a J. Cole or a Kendrick Lamar? You know how they're literally, these people are geniuses, but they have to like steer you astray with like what they do. I say all that to say, if we're relying on the institution to allow you to still be able to allow you to have some form of say so in the narrative that's going to be pushed, that ship has sailed. And it's fortunately and unfortunately, I got to see both sides of the coin. I got to see it kind of sail in my lifetime. You know, like I said, I grew up with I was a little boy, like baby, when Black Planet was going on. But then also I was kind of like older, as, you know, again, on my Facebook profile, I got to be like almost 40 by now. You know what I'm saying? I'm nowhere close to 40, but I'm saying I got to be almost 40 based off my Facebook. You know, I mean, MySpace profile. The narrative is being officially perverted and controlled in your face as you speak. They said that their main objective and goal is to retrain and recontrol the algorithm because China had it. And, China was taking all of our biometric data. These people know us. They know what we like. Why do you think you get so much weird stuff shown on your news feed sometimes? I had to retrain my algorithm. Every time I see, booty and just too much sexual stuff going on or too much killing going on, I have to say not interested. But why do you think that is? Because they don't show it in their countries. But they know that an untrained, undisciplined mind, when it's time to stand up for something, like right now, when it's time to stand up for something, like right now, you're not gonna do it. You're gonna be too numb because you didn't jacked off 4 times today, because you didn't pop too many perks today, because you just don't care. And that's what's going on, people. That's what's going on. I go by the name SolarMan. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I yield the floor. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.